In the hushed stillness of the night, the clock ticks relentlessly, dragging you deeper into the abyss of despair. The world outside is blanketed in silence, but your mind is racing, plagued by thoughts that just won't let you be. You lie awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, drenched in the cold sweat of anxiety. Every tick of the clock feels like a reminder of your failures, echoing the shame that wraps around you like a suffocating shroud. You toss and turn, trying to find comfort, but the memories claw at you, vivid and relentless. You hear it, the sickening sound of a declined card at the grocery store, a low-tech alarm bell that rings in your ears louder than any siren. You can still see the confused glance of the cashier, the slight shake of her head, a judgment that cuts deeper than any physical blow. You feel the eyes of bystanders boring into you, an unbearable spotlight of humiliation exposing your financial struggles. It's not just the loss of dignity, it's the reminder that you're tethered to a life of quiet despair, financial slavery from which you cannot escape. But even worse is the suffocating fear that lingers in the pit of your stomach. Fear of what's ahead, of how you will navigate the maze of bills that pile up on your kitchen counter like ominous towers. You know there's no one coming to pull you from this abyss. It's just you against an unyielding reality. The world marches on, seemingly indifferent as you drown in a sea of self-doubt and worry. Your dreams, your freedom, they slip further away with every payment left unpaid. And that's where most people get it wrong. They think that this is just life, that the struggle is normal, that they just need to work harder to pay off their growing debts. But while the effort may be there, they're often stuck in a vicious cycle of financial obligations, poorly made decisions, and the terrible burden of lifestyle creep. Ask yourself, how did it come to this? What was once a simple purchase? A car that promised independence, freedom, a lifeline to better opportunities, has become a chain tying you to a destiny of perpetual struggle. The grim truth is, the car you once viewed as an extension of your freedom has morphed into a symbol of your shackles. It converts a $50,000 mistake into a lasting regret, draining your resources and your spirit. It's no longer just an expense. It's a daily confrontation with the decisions that led you here, a relentless reminder of missed chances and lost time. As you lay awake, the weight of your choices presses down on you like an anchor, chaining you to the bottom of despair. You feel isolated in your pain, believing no one else can understand this silent battle you're fighting. You're caught in a world where everyone around you appears to be thriving, while your financial status hangs by a thread. Inevitably, the question emerges from the silence. Will you continue to pretend everything is okay, or will you take a hard look in the mirror and confront this darkness? It's time to face the truth. Yes, you've paid for that car, the luxury that promised you everything, but instead has robbed you of your peace and security. Every installment feels less like progress and more like a noose slowly tightening around your neck. The dreams of travel, the aspirations of a comfortable retirement, they fade like echoes in the night, drowned out by bills, car payments, and debt hanging over you like a storm cloud. The impact of debt stretches beyond mere dollars and cents. It prowls around like a predator, feeding on your dignity, reducing you to shameful struggles that this society so often turns a blind eye to. Each month you find yourself caught in an embarrassing cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, your dignity drained and your self-worth diminished. You're burdened with an overwhelming sense of inadequacy, crushed beneath the weight of choices that reverberate throughout your life. If you identify with this pain, this nightmare, I invite you to take a different path. You don't have to remain a prisoner of financial recklessness. You can regain control. Embrace the realization that transformation begins with a simple acknowledgement of your truth, a dialogue with your past mistakes, and an understanding of how to break free. The future doesn't have to be an endless loop of anxiety and despair. And if you ever find yourself questioning your worth because of the careless decisions made in a moment of weakness, remember that there's a path forward, a way to reclaim your financial integrity and restore your dignity. Don't let this nightmare define you. Rise from it. If you want the solution, subscribe now because your journey to recovery starts today. In the midst of your sleepless nights and relentless anxiety, a beacon of wisdom emerges from the shadows, an unlikely grandfather figure, Warren Buffett. Often depicted as the unreachable billionaire, buried under piles of money, Buffett is the antithesis of the chaotic world that has captured you. He embodies simplicity, an almost childlike understanding of what it means to truly manage money. But what he said about debt changed everything for those willing to listen. Imagine, if you will, the humble life he leads. Buffett still lives in the modest home he purchased over 6 decades ago. He drives a simple car, nothing extravagant or flashy. The man who could easily afford a fleet of luxury vehicles chooses to embrace moderation. Why? Because he understands something profound. Debt is a ball and chain that stifles your potential and forges a lifestyle built on borrowed time. And that's where most people get it wrong. They view wealth as a status symbol, a public display of affluence intended to impress others, rather than the true measure of financial dignity. They chase after the luxury car, believing it signifies success, only to find themselves sinking deeper into the economic quicksand of payments and interest rates. Buffett's wisdom transcends generations, encapsulated in his philosophy on cars and debunked myths about consumerism. This isn't just about avoiding debt. It's about understanding that true wealth has little to do with what's parked in your driveway and everything to do with what's in your bank account. The irony lies in the fact that the $50,000 car you longed for could become the very thing that shackles you. In your pursuit to elevate your lifestyle, you may have unintentionally invited financial chaos into your life. The lavish lifestyle you believed would bring happiness is instead a burden of monthly payments that drain your spirit and diminish your freedom. Buffett insists that the key to financial freedom is not found in the latest luxury car model or the allure of living the high life. His approach empowers you to view purchases through a new lens, asking yourself, what will this cost me in the long run? Every dollar spent on fleeting luxury is a dollar stripped away from your future aspirations. It's a transaction steeped in short-term gratification that often leads to long-term regret. But this lesson is not lost on everyone. There are countless individuals who have adopted Buffett's philosophy, transforming their lives by embracing the power of patience and frugality. They have focused on creating a dignity fund instead of a car fund, channeling their resources into savings and investments rather than rapid depreciating assets. These prudent decisions become stepping stones to a brighter financial future, instead of stumbling blocks tied to past mistakes. Imagine standing in the tranquil presence of Buffett, absorbing his wisdom like a sponge. It's not what you buy, but how you manage what you have. His words resonate deeply, reminders that can cut through the noise of society's expectations. You can't help but ponder, have you been too preoccupied with appearances to notice the shackles of debt closing around you? Have you succumbed to the pressure of lifestyle creep, where your spending habits inflate alongside your desire for status? The truth is, reclaiming your financial dignity is about much more than avoiding debt. It's about confronting the self-imposed chaos that surrounds your financial decisions. When you refuse to compromise on your dignity in pursuit of acceptance, you step into a form of liberation. But let's face a hard truth. It's not enough to simply admire Buffett from a distance. No, this requires action. You need to awaken that inner voice of reason within you and acknowledge the chaos that has ruled your life until now. Buffett's teachings present an invaluable opportunity, a chance to rewrite your own financial narrative. Recognize that in every decision you make, you have the power to reshape your destiny. And that's why it's time to ask yourself, what would Buffett do? Picture him shaking his head at the notion of spending beyond your means, a gentle reprimand reminding you that your self-worth cannot be tied to the brand of your vehicle or the number of digits in your paycheck. If you could only hold on to his principles of patience and restraint, the chaos in your life would begin to dissipate. It's a pivot toward simplicity, the real freedom away from the burdens of debt. So take a moment to breathe. Visualize yourself free from the clutches of financial demands. The chaos you currently live in does not need to be your reality. As you embark on this new journey, remember that transformation requires not just understanding, but commitment. You can channel Buffett's timeless wisdom to identify your spending patterns, reevaluate your priorities, and realign your goals. The liberation lies not in the shiny cars that put you into debt, but in the patient cultivation of a future marked by financial stability. The future can be a landscape of dignity regained and dreams realized, a life rooted in strategic decisions rather than impulsive purchases. You have the power to reclaim your narrative, but it all begins with a simple step: acknowledging the chaos and recognizing the clarity that comes from the simplicity championed by Warren Buffett. Now it's time to chart a new course through the wreckage of your current situation. Will you choose the path illuminated by patience and prudence, or continue spiraling deeper into chaos? The choice is yours, and it can start today. As you settle into the harsh reality of your financial situation, let's peel back the layers of this painful existence and face the cold, hard truth. You are failing. Yes, I said it, and I urge you to sit with that understanding for a moment. Your reality is not a mere circumstance. It is a product of decisions made, habits formed, and circumstances compounded. It's time to confront the math of debt, the social status trap, and the insidious creep of lifestyle inflation. A triad of forces conspiring to keep you shackled in this relentless cycle of despair. Let's talk about the math first. Debt doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't respect your dreams or your aspirations. It exists in black and white, and it demands to be paid back with interest that compounds like a festering wound. The moment you swipe that card for the latest iPhone or take on a car payment that you can't truly afford, you step into a spiraling equation, a mathematical toll that keeps accumulating while your self-worth dangles precariously in the balance. And that's where most people get it wrong, when they think that managing debt is simply about making the minimum payments. Living with the comforting illusion that, as long as I can pay the bills, I'm fine, is one of the biggest miscalculations you can make. You may feel like you're managing things, but in reality, you are stuck in a vicious cycle. The math doesn't lie. Every month you pour money into interest instead of investment. Every dollar spent on your car doesn't yield the return you believe, and every transaction drains you deeper into poverty. Consider this. With car loans, average interest rates rotate between 5% and 15%. Let's say you've opted for that shiny new vehicle at $50,000 with an interest rate of 10% over 60 months. By the time you finish paying off that loan, you won't just return to zero. You'll have shelled out nearly $60,000. That's a $10,000 cost eating away at your savings, squandering opportunities for true wealth building, shackling you to that car instead of freeing you to chase your dreams. And more often than not, what you're left with is a depreciating asset that lost value the moment you drove it off the lot. But this doesn't exist in a vacuum. It feeds into the social status trap, an immense and pressing pressure to keep up with appearances. The relentless pursuit of approval and validation from those around you. We live in a world where external perception dominates our worth. You see your friends acquiring luxury cars, obtaining the latest gadgets, and seemingly leading picturesque lives, all while you linger on the sidelines, teetering on the brink of financial disaster. And that's where pride becomes your worst enemy. You think you need that car to fit in, to upgrade your status, to muster the illusion of success. But let me remind you, consumerism is a trap set by societal norms, urging you into a labyrinth of debt simply for the sake of keeping up. You have surrendered your dignity at the altar of social validation, and in doing so, you have lost sight of your true potential. The facade of opulence masks a reality overflowing with anxiety and regret. And as you cling to this image, you unknowingly open the door to lifestyle creep, a phenomenon that sneaks up on you and adjusts your expectations and spending subtly, like a thief in the night. Lifestyle creep lulls you into complacency as your income gradually rises, leading you to elevate your living standards just as effortlessly, buying more expensive cars, dining at pricier restaurants, and indulging in luxury that becomes a moving target. Each new choice reaffirms the cycle yet again. The more you earn, the more you spend, the more you entrench yourself into the quicksand of debt. It's a cruel irony, widespread yet largely invisible to those caught in its grip. The more you try to elevate your status, the more you alienate yourself from reality. The moments of joy food for fleeting amounts of happiness are dwarfed by the growing weight of guilt. And tonight, as you lie awake, you can feel that gnawing strain in your gut, a reminder of the financial battle you are losing. Let's be crystal clear here. No one is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, and certainly not society at large. The harsh truth is that you are isolated. The financial system is not set up to protect you. It thrives on your participation in this vicious cycle, encouraging more spending and more debt. It's designed to keep you on the hamster wheel of consumerism, perpetually striving for more while having less. And in this chase, you risk losing your financial dignity and, worse, your sense of purpose. This anxiety respects no borders. It transcends geography, It pervades every corner of the globe. Write in the comments which city or country you are watching from. We are building a community of adults who know this battle intimately, who understand the silent struggle grinding away at our dignity. Connecting your experience with that of others can provide an invaluable sense of belonging and support. As you can see, you are not alone. But this is not merely a lamentation. It is a call to action. Simply recognizing these forces is a step toward breaking free. Once you honestly confront the realities of debt, social status, and lifestyle creep, you unlock the possibility of resilience. Understanding your actions empowers you with choice. Acknowledging your mistakes sets the foundation for transformation. So, as we navigate through the painful truths of your financial reality, allow this understanding to ignite a fire within you. Gather your resolve, for the path to your financial recovery begins here. Your journey towards regaining lost dignity requires an unwavering commitment to reject the deceptive comforts of societal norms, and instead, choose the freedom that comes from financial discipline and wisdom. You have the power to change your story. Embrace it. As we shift the focus toward reclaiming your financial dignity, it's time to unveil your battle plan, a blueprint for liberation from the shackles of debt and the anxiety that has haunted your sleepless nights. This is your moment to step out of the darkness and journey toward a life marked by financial clarity and strength. It won't come easy, but it will be worth every ounce of effort. Are you ready to dig deep? The foundation of this plan rests upon 3 non-negotiable pillars, each designed to fortify your financial future and strip away the burdens that come with the $50,000 mistake that keeps you tethered to financial despair. Think of these as your armor in the battle against lifestyle creep, debt, and the relentless weight of consumerism. They will set you free. Pillar 1. The Dignity Fund. Imagine a financial fortress built solely for you, a dignity fund that stands firm against the storms of modern living. This isn't about saving for a vacation or a new smartphone. It's about securing your peace of mind and reclaiming your autonomy. Your first step? Open a separate savings account specifically for this purpose. Microhook. And that's where most people get it wrong. They think savings can wait or simply be tossed into a general account. Not here. Not anymore. Aim to set aside a minimum of 20% of your income each month into this fund. This, my friend, is your bulwark against emergency expenses that could otherwise drag you back into debt. Whether it's a medical expense or an urgent home repair, having a dignity fund means you're not forced to rely on credit cards or loans. Instead, you'll have the necessary ammo for the unexpected. But let's clarify, this is not just a suggestion. It's a battle tactic. Automate your savings. Set up a direct deposit that sends that 20% straight to your dignity fund. You'll never miss what you never saw. This isn't your money to spend. It's your insurance against feeling trapped again. As your balance grows, you'll find that the peace of mind alone is worth the sacrifice. Remember, a fund built on dignity means your future is anchored in self-sufficiency, not fleeting comforts. Pillar 2. The No Debt Pact. Next up is a powerful commitment, the No Debt Pact. This is where you establish unwavering boundaries against new debt. The era of extending credit lines and accumulating loans ends now. You must confront yourself in the mirror and vow to live within your means. It's time to redefine what this means in practice. Microhook. But then the unexpected happened. Your mindset shifted, and you began to reclaim your power over financial decisions. This is about forging a new reality. Start by assessing every credit card you own. Identify which ones are necessary and which ones are luxuries you simply cannot afford. For those unnecessary cards, it's time to make a painful decision. Cut them up. Yes, slice through that plastic that's been fueling your spending habits. But put away your scissors for a moment. This isn't a perpetual cycle of cutting and accumulating. Commit to never using credit cards for day-to-day expenses. Instead, adopt a cash-only policy for all non-essential purchases. This means you determine your monthly budget and withdraw that exact amount in cash at the beginning of each month. And that's where most people struggle. They have yet to realize that cash is king. Once it's gone, it's gone. You cannot swipe when the temptation strikes. This simple shift will force you to think twice before making purchases, compelling you to prioritize what truly matters. Celebrate the small victories. Each time you resist the urge to buy an unnecessary item, you're reaffirming your commitment to this pact and regaining control over your finances. Pillar 3. The compound interest rule. Lastly, let's talk about the powerhouse that is the compound interest rule. It's not just about saving money, it's about making your money work for you. With the Dignity Fund in place, the next step is investing wisely. But be warned, this move requires patience and discipline. Micro hook. The secret that follows could save your retirement. Understanding the undeniable power of compound interest. Invest in a low-cost index fund or a robust retirement account like a 401k or an IRA. This is where you plant the seeds for your financial future. Here's how it works. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. Take advantage of that compounding effect, interest on interest. Begin by setting a manageable goal, contributing at least 10% of your income to these accounts. Once again, automate those contributions to guarantee that you're not tempted to use the funds for any financial quick fixes. Imagine future you, free from financial anxiety, living in a world where your investments grow exponentially while you sleep peacefully. Your choices today will pave the way for endless possibilities tomorrow. Before long, you'll reach that pivotal point where your investments begin to provide financial freedom, and you'll finally grasp the concept of true wealth. The combat plan. Take action. Now that you understand the pillars, it's time to draw the battle lines. Write down your commitments to each pillar. You must be willing to hold yourself accountable. Take action. Don't just sit there and ponder about what could be. Do the work. It might sting a little at first, but just like lifting weights to build muscles, the pain is temporary, while the gains are lasting. Reach out to a trusted friend, partner, or mentor to share your goals. By voicing your commitments, you enshrine them in reality. You are not just a dreamer, you are a doer. Remember, you're rising up from the ashes of financial chaos. You're not alone in this. We are crafting a collective movement, a community willing to share the burden. So, start today, and as you embark on this journey, know that transformation is within your reach. Will you move forward armed with wisdom and strategy, or linger in doubt and despair? The choice lies in your hands. Embrace it and step into the life that awaits you. Now is your moment to win. Imagine this. It's 2026. You wake up in the morning, a soft sunlight streaming through your window. You slip out of bed, free from the weighty hangover of financial stress that used to swallow you whole. Instead, you feel lighter, unburdened by the anxiety that once plagued your thoughts in the suffocating silence of the night. The noise has been silenced, replaced by the glorious sound of a new life, a life marked by freedom and dignity. But getting here wasn't just luck or happenstance. No, it required deliberate choices, irreversible commitments, and the courage to confront the realities that fell upon you like a shadow for so long. Take a moment to absorb this vision. You made the necessary sacrifices to evade the chains of a lifestyle that promised so much, yet delivered only humiliation and debt. And now, as you savor the taste of freedom, you might find yourself glancing over the fence, hearts racing at the sight of your neighbors pulling up with the latest luxury vehicles, flaunting their newfound status. And that's where most people get it wrong. The mistaken belief that happiness is measured by horsepower or a fancy dashboard. But I'm here to tell you that the true measure of success is the contentment that dwells within your financial autonomy. How will you deal with that envy, the pang of jealousy that tugs at your heart as your neighbors showcase their splendor? Remember, they may appear blissfully unaware of the financial tempest brewing beneath the surface of their lavish lifestyles. Behind the shiny paint, there may lurk debts they can barely manage or a future burdened by obligations that will keep them tethered to the grind for years to come. Now let's talk about social pressure, how that insidious force can gnaw at your resolve and undermine your commitment to financial discipline. This is where your mental pivot becomes invaluable. It's time to establish a solid foothold, to create a fortress against the temptations swirling around you. Micro hook. But then the unexpected happened, an awakening to the realization that true value thrives in financial freedom, not in the shimmering facade of consumerism. It's vital to remind yourself that you are now on a different journey, one that transcends the trappings of conventional success. You've laid the groundwork on the pillars of simplicity and prudence. You're pursuing financial empowerment, rather than succumbing to the whims of envy. Recall the wisdom of Warren Buffett, who understood that the admiration of peers can be as poignant a trap as consumer debt itself. Your guard must be up. Whenever you feel that familiar pang of envy as a neighbor pulls up in a pristine vehicle, consider what that car represents. It's not just an object, it's a monthly payment, an eternal obligation that could consume their peace of mind and squander their hope for a debt-free future. Instead of feeling inadequate or resentful, allow that realization to strengthen your resolve. Micro-hook. The secret lies in recognizing that you are rebuilding your financial dignity, all while they cling to superficial status symbol. Every time you navigate the tightrope of societal expectations, remember why you made these sacrifices. Picture your dignity fund growing into a substantial nest egg while they may find themselves spiraling deeper into debt. Imagine being able to invest in your future, vacations, retirement, even giving back to your community. All possible only because you chose a different path. But how do you maintain your course amid the pressure from friends and family? It's crucial to build a support system rooted in shared values. Seek out fellow warriors on this battlefield of financial independence. Individuals who understand and resonate with the decisions you are making. Surround yourself with people who share your goals, who uplift you, rather than drag you back into the clutches of consumerism. And that's where most people struggle. They fail to align with like-minded individuals who recognize the power of our choices to shape a brighter future. Join groups or communities that focus on frugality, investing, or simply living life without the need for external validation. Lean into these connections as a shield against external pressures that threaten to derail your progress. Sometimes a simple conversation with someone who understands can help you realign your focus and recharge your resolve. Now let's highlight the beautiful future waiting for you in 2026. The peace that will surround you as you bask in the glory of your achievements. Picture this. Rather than waking up in fear, you're thriving, reveling in your choices. The mornings are filled with gratitude. You will finally experience a sense of calm, knowing that every financial decision you made was deliberate and aligned with your aspirations. Imagine being able to travel without the lingering fear of bills piling up while you're away. Picture leisurely strolls through the city, an emergence of spontaneity in your life, the freedom to explore, knowing your accounts are brimming with resilience rather than shackled to the grind of repayments. Micro-hook. But then the unexpected happened. The liberation of living within your means became an exhilarating journey toward empowerment. In this vision of 2026, you can finally turn your attention to what truly matters: your family, your passions, your legacy. You're not only working to fill a bank account, you're crafting experiences. You'll be able to support your children's education, contribute to meaningful causes, or embark on personal projects that align with your values. Can you feel that sense of fulfillment radiating within? The life you've created isn't about sacrificing joy. It's about elevating your existence beyond the glittering veneer of consumerism. Freedom feels soft and gratifying as it wraps around you like a blanket. That cushion of financial security will allow you to breathe deeply and embrace what's inside the cozy haven you've built. So, as you look ahead, let this future vision serve as your guiding star. Whenever discontent or envy creeps in, remember your why. Remember the joy of a life lived simply, free from debt's chains. Revisit the lessons of Warren Buffett. Simplicity and patience are your allies on this journey. Will you let financial choices define your life, or will you rise above, armed with the wisdom to seize your freedom? You have the tools now to not only visualize this life, but to actualize it. Embrace the journey you've undertaken, shield yourself from negativity, and remain steadfast in your commitment to reclaiming your dignity. The path to 2026 is paved with your intention and hard work. The effort you invest today will yield a life of potential tomorrow. Remember, it won't always be easy. There will be temptations, societal pressures, and moments of vulnerability. But you're not just any individual. You're a warrior committed to the journey of financial dignity. So, lean in, stay focused, and let that vision of peace propel you forward into the incredible life awaiting you. Your time is now, and your future beckons with open arms. As you sit with the weight of the harsh truths exposed throughout this journey, I want you to take a moment to reflect on the sacrifice it took to get here. Thank you for giving me the time and space to guide you through these critical revelations. The scrutiny, the introspection, and the deep dives into what holds you hostage financially are not comfortable, but they are necessary. You've embarked on a journey of self-examination and awakening, the first stride toward liberation from the shackles of that $50,000 mistake. Microhook. But before you take the leap into your new life, let's ground ourselves in the reality. Transformation demands action, not mere contemplation. You hold the power to reshape your financial destiny, but the question remains, will you harness it? Taking steps toward reclaiming your dignity is not a small decision. It's a bold proclamation against the cycle of consumerism and financial despair that has breathlessly pursued you. It's an outright rejection of the mindset that brought you here. Those late-night shopping sprees, the pressure to impress by flaunting that luxury car or designer handbag, were fleeting moments that chained you to regret. They were an illusion, a mirage of happiness that evaporated when the bills arrived. And that's where most people falter. They cling tightly to the past, allowing it to dictate their future instead of using it as a stepping stone. You may think of that credit card debt as a badge of honor, but what it really is, a ball and chain weighing you down. Can you imagine? That moment of delight when you first acquired the latest smartphone, only to be haunted by monthly payments that make you sweat bullets every time you check your bank account. The truth is, the financial decisions you made out of pride and desire have turned into an unsightly burden. As you contemplate your future now brighter and filled with potential, ask yourself, how will you render the past powerless over your life? How will you dismantle the pride wrapped around your spending habits and transmute it into strength through financial discipline? Picture it vividly, a reality where the fleeting thrill of instant gratification stands in stark contrast to the long-term joy of financial freedom. Instead of tossing and turning at 3 a.m. burdened by the weight of your bills, what if you woke up with a sense of accomplishment, a true sense of peace? What if you could finally rest easy, knowing each decision echoes the intent you've built around your dignity fund, your no-debt pact, and your strategic investments? Microhook. But let's be real here. The road will be rife with temptations, and your resolve will be tested time and time again. Your friends might still be caught up in reckless spending, eager to remind you of the fun money can buy. But resist it. Embrace hindsight as a powerful teacher. The choices before you are difficult, but remember the feeling of humiliation that came with every missed payment and judgmental glance at the grocery store checkout line. Today you have the chance to rewrite that narrative. The crux of this journey rests in a profound realization, echoed through time by wise sages like Warren Buffett. His wisdom teaches us not just what to do, but also what to avoid. Buffett, with his unpretentious approach, reminds us that true wealth is built on principles of frugality and patience, rather than the fleeting nature of extravagant consumerism. Microhook. The secret to lasting security lies in these principles. Are you ready to embrace them fully? Transitioning from the relentless cycle of spending to the disciplined life of saving and investing requires courage and tenacity. It's about more than just cutting expenses. It's about changing your mindset entirely. When the allure of the retail therapy beckons, you'll need to be strong enough to walk away from the glossy ads and influencers pushing that perfect consumption model. The next shiny object that tempts you, remember, it won't fulfill the void. Instead, it will deepen it. As we part ways, keep in mind the words of Stoic philosopher Seneca. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Let this resonate within you. Wealth isn't about the car you drive or the brand on your clothing. It's rooted in contentment, self-control, and living within your means. So will you allow yourself to feel the freedom that comes from simplicity? Will you choose to seize control over the narrative of your financial life, rather than allowing it to be dictated by external pressures? As you navigate this fresh start, remember that with each decision you make, you have the capacity to redefine your life, not only for yourself, but for those who will witness your journey and draw inspiration from it. You are forging a legacy, one steeped in dignity, respect, and the unwavering pursuit of true wealth. Thank you for embracing these teachings and for allowing me to be part of your journey. The time is now. The path towards rebirth is set before you. Stand firm, stay vigilant, and move forward with intention. The future is yours. Inherit it wisely. Fade to black.